What's up guys, MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. Welcome back to another video on Tekken 7. We've just received, well, yesterday the patch 3.33, which is, pretty much a Fahkumram patch. And he got nerfed quite a bit. It's actually quite substantial, but I still think he remains, one hell of a force to be reckoned with. But maybe he's not the best character anymore, considering one of the nerfs in particular. I'm going to go through all of them, and I'll start with the minor stuff, and then we will work our way to the biggest nerf. But first of all, his down 3+4, that is his parry. This has now less pushback on block. It's always been -13, but a lot of characters had trouble punishing this due to pushback. But now, no pushback. Easy to punish. Down for 3, this was his safe-ish low at only -12 on block, as you can see, compared to, down back 4 or down 4 or hell sweep, those are very minus lows. So this was, the tournament-friendly go-to low. It has seen its damage nerfed, going from 19 to 15, which is quite substantial considering how important this low is to Fahkumram. It also saw a range nerf. It used to have like unlimited range, and now not so much, but still very, very healthy range. It just doesn't have unlimited range anymore. So that's a pretty substantial nerf. And then we have 3+4, his long range, counter hit mid, that similar to Brian's 3+4, and Fahkumram's used to do just obscene damage. Obscene damage. Believe it or not, this actually did 27 on a normal hit. Now only does 20. On counter hit used to do 32, now does 24. So you can definitely tell there's a big difference looking at that health bar. If you're used to seeing this before the patch, it was just monstrous. So that's a substantial nerf, that's a key move to Fahkumram. And also, it has much less pushback on block. It was -9, at launch as well, but it used to have some pushback. So he was sort of, in a good position, even though he was at -9. But now he completely gives up his turn. He completely gives it up. He's right next to them at -9. So that's a pretty hefty nerf. And then here comes the biggest nerfs. He no longer has ghost legs, where a lot of lows just go right through his legs. Especially during certain attacks. It's like his legs would disappear. Even though his leg is still planted at the ground, he would just have no hitbox. That has been fixed. So his legs have been fixed. Thank God. But here's the biggest nerf. He had like the best movement in the game, backdash, and the best sidestep in the game, even better than Lily and Alyssa. But they completely destroyed his sidestep. He goes from like best sidestep in the game to honestly bottom 5. He has a worse sidestep than Kuma and Jack, and those characters, or Gigas, and those characters have really bad sidesteps. So just to demonstrate this, Kazuya's here doing jab into forward 4. This is something he would sidestep easily before, and characters with decent sidesteps sidestep this. He just can't anymore. You can't. I'm sidewalking here. And you can really feel the difference if you've played Fahkumram, or if you've played any character who has an okay sidestep. I'm certain you do. This is just so sluggish and slow in comparison. It really feels like he's wading through quicksand or mud as he's sidewalking here. So his sidestep is actually terrible now, and characters will be able to pressure him now in a completely different way. This is a massive nerf, very much limits his defensive options. This is a really big deal. This is so much more bigger than a couple of property changes on attacks. This is huge. And I think this could rob him of #1 spot. And yeah, you see this and you're like, well, he must be really bad now. And it's like, no, this character is still a behemoth. He's still a monster. I just think that this nerf is enough to maybe not consider him for a 100% guaranteed #1 spot anymore. So I'm gonna go through what still makes him so great. So yeah, okay, we neutered the side step, but he still has the best backdash in the game. If you have a decent backdash cancel, he retreats like no other character. He still has an incredible backdash. Arguably the best in the game, I think, or he's like top 3, top 2. And of course his range. He will still be able to retreat that fast and still, yeah, the range of this free poke. And this poke, honestly, is way too strong. I'm gonna get into it, but the range of his jab, his down forward 1, that has crazy mix-up options. Check out that range. Honestly. That range is insane. So we have a crazy range, and of course, from the jab, you have mix-ups. You have his standing free, like you can do free 1, free 1 down 4, free 1 4 4 delay. You've seen this. We can do free 4, which of course only connects on a counter hit. It's not a natural combo, but you can mix with free 4 4 for a +6. Or the free can go into, you know, the charge stuff. It's just insane mix-ups from there. The down forward 1, this is of course a universal key utility in Tekken, you know, down forward 1s. He has a really good down forward 1 in terms of range, +8 on hit, it's -3 on block, but this is because it has crazy extensions. It's like you have down forward 1 4, down forward 1 2, down forward 1 2 1, down forward 1 4 1, down forward 1 hell sweep. I mean, that amount of mix-ups from a down forward 1, and there's no good defensive option there because you can only guess with those options. There's too many mix-up options from that, from his down forward 1 and his standing free, considering the range of this move. Yeah, note the range again. And then of course the frames. Let's take a look at those frames again. +6, +6, +5, +6, +5, +6, +6, +5, +5, +9. He has frames, and you know about this, and they are still there, and the amount of space control with this back forward 4. Yeah, that's a homing move, launcher. Can you see this range? And of course the damage. The damage. They did nerf now the damage of 3+4 counter hits, but the character just still hits like a truck. Still hits like a truck. And of course, you know about his wall travel with this move. It's obscene. And his punishment. You know, he has a really good 1-4 punish, +16, 24 damage. And with the range of his jab, do you know how powerful this 10-frame punish is? It's just obscene. And a 12-frame, 4-1. And if they don't tech the knockdown, get a follow-up. 14 frames, back 1, long range mid punish. 49 damage, so strong. And at 15 frame, the long range 15 frame punish, down for 2 frame. Again, note the range. Just moving away with him with his backdash, making someone whiff, lap lap. Very strong. And of course, while standing punishment is also there with while standing 4, 13 frame while standing 1-2, and then while standing 3 for 15 frame launcher. And of course, his counter hits. Again, back 3 still remains an incredible counter hit tool. He has a magic 4, which comes out at 12 frames. which is sort of safe-ish considering the follow-up knee here is -5. They can interrupt you in between there, but holy hell do they have to be fast considering this is a 12-frame move. Yeah. And of course, I mean 3+4, just even with the nerf, this still remains a fantastic counter tool. Considering it, you know, the range of this tool. But yeah, I'm speeding through now a little bit. He has the 50-50. You see how much pushback this homing tool has here? -13, but super long range mid with pushback. Can mix that with, you cancel this move, a forward 4 into his Hell Sweep. And his Hell Sweep has pretty much infinite range and is homing. So if you want to talk about space control, and again, this is what him and Leroy, they do so well, which in my opinion breaks Tekken, because Tekken is about movement and having defensive options thanks to movement. I can choose to sidestep, I can choose to backdash. This move counters all of that. It's a Hell Sweep with infinite range, pretty much, and homing. And does a good 32, and then sets you up for another Vortex. Because does he have long range Demon Uppercut? Absolutely. Does he have a safe mid launcher in Orbital, which is -5? It's pretty sluggish, slow, but still he has that. And you know how powerful mids he has. So yeah, that Hell Sweep is disgusting. And if we don't stand up, we can Vortex, just like Kazuya with forward 1+2. So he has a 50-50 Vortex as well, that controls space. And it's worth mentioning that forward 4 also can mix up into this. That's neutral on block, I believe. Yeah, neutral. And it's a counter hit launcher. Again, just the mix-ups are absurd with Fahkumram. And of course, I mean, his guard breaks are incredible. Especially the back 2-1. This actually tracks a little bit. And it's, you know, they're just a little bit too fast. Upon release, we all thought that people would learn to sidestep those on reaction, but you'll see some of the best players in the world be stuck in these types of flow charts. Just +5, +6, +6, and then all of a sudden, he cancels, blam. And it's just so fast. And he has so many of these guard breaks. They are just so strong. And of course, he has a full crouch mix-up. He can even Hell Sweep from here. And if he doesn't do that, he can do a while standing 1, which is +7. Safe. He can do while standing 2. A lot of people don't even use this into mix-ups. The same type of bullshit mix-up. So he has a strong full crouch mix-up. And of course, this move must be nerfed in the next patch, because it's a -7 long range mid wall bounce that tracks. So it's like, to me, I have no idea why he has that. It's so good. So good. And we talked about having an orbital because you gotta be all around. And he still has 4-3-4 charge on block into guaranteed down 4. This is still guaranteed. So yeah, but this is just a few notes I did and some off the top of my head stuff that he has. But so the sidestep nerf is huge, much more so than the nerf to these two, but he feels those a little bit, but he still remains a monster. Just look at that backdash and the range. Fahkumram still remains a monster. I think with the sidestep nerf, Maybe he's not number 1 anymore, but he's still definitely top 5. I would say this early. So thank you all very much for listening to me, and have a lovely day. Take care.